So the Finance Minister on Sunday concluded the detailed breakup of the rupees 20 lakh crore economic package announced by PM Modi in his address to the nation. And we've so far had over 5 days a mix of relief and reform measures. And the expected stimulus, so-called the core stimulus, isn't up to the mark as part of the proportion of the whole package. What to make of this? On Friday, we had the high point in terms of the reforms announced in the farm sector. And other than that, we've had reliefs for MSMEs, microfinance institutions, relief for urban poor, migrant workers, and so on. But what are some of the misses in the economic package? Where does it fall short? Where could it have been done more? I'm going to call R. Jagannathan to give his take on that.
Yeah, thank you. See, the basic thing is this is a relief and reform package and less of a revival package. What that means is that the fiscal part of the stimulus, that is the money that is actually going to be paid out to people, is about 1.8% of GDP, taking all 5 tranches of the package together, which adds up to 20.9 lakh crores. What is missing is the cash in the hand, cash in the pocket, money for sectors point of view, which is what is not quite there. It is the reform and the relief. Relief meaning some amount of help to the extremely poor is there in the form of cash and grains and other things. Reform that is going to set the economy right in the medium term is there, and that's there in spades. What's missing is money in the pockets part and the demand stimulation part and the rescue and stimulation part for sectors that are underwater, like say for example airlines, tourism, hospitality, whatever it is. All those guys are in deep trouble. So those guys have not got anything. But on the plus side, I would say one thing, that it is only when the lockdown ends that you can give these people a stimulus. If you can't go to a hotel today, it doesn't make sense giving them a revival package because there's nobody there to eat there or stay there. So that revival can still come at a later stage, but that is the missing element in this package. So what was said as 10% of GDP is actually 1.8% in terms of the revival package.
Right. Jaggi, is the approach of the economic package more because of the lockdown extension that was planned beforehand? Because as you have said, people are still at homes, restaurants are still going to be shut, other than say takeaways. So economy to a large extent is still shut. So giving money in the hands of people directly, for instance, doesn't amount to much at this stage.
Yeah, I don't think the package is directly related to the stage of the lockdown. What it does is provide relief and reform, so that it gives us, it dangles a carrot at the end of the stick so that you think that something is coming. And one need not also rule out actual cash stimulus package at a later stage when the economy is closer to reopening. As far as the lockdown is concerned, the good part of the lockdown is that this time the lockdown will be created by the states and enforced and earmarked by the red, orange and green zones will be decided by the state and not by the center. So which means that states which are more eager to reopen will reopen faster, and those that don't want to reopen fast can go at their own pace. So the economy as a whole will open up faster now than it would if the center were deciding all of that. So lockdown 4 is actually restart 1.0, where the states now are in charge of reopening the economy. So that's what will happen.
Right. So, Jaggi, in essence, is it just a time given to states to sort of plan and open up their economies? Because otherwise, there is not much of a difference between opening on 18th and say on 31st.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the center needlessly kept too many restrictions even today. For example, you can't open malls or you can't run, air services, which are actually easier to monitor in terms of safe distancing and policing. Whereas if you allow buses, which are now allowed, even interstate buses, intrastate buses, how are you going to police that? Because state will not be able to police thousands of people moving back and forth, right? So they have not opened what should have been opened first. They have instead opened the states to allow them to do whatever they want internally. But I think it's not very logical to do it this way. But anyway, that's the way they have done. Slowly we will see an opening over the next 1 month.